In today's world, the first question often asked is, so, what do you do? Rarely is the focus on who someone is, what they care about, or what motivates them. Over time, a job title quietly becomes an identity, a measure of worth, and the core of a personal story. But what happens when that title disappears, changes, or no longer feels authentic? The answer can be unsettling. It prompts reflection on values, passions, and the deeper aspects of identity that exist beyond a professional label. True worth is found in more than just a job description. The invisible trap of job-based identity. For years, society has encouraged the belief that personal value is directly tied to work. The familiar path, good grades leading to a good college, then a good job, and ultimately a good life, reinforces this idea at every stage. When identity is built around a job title, it becomes easy to confuse performance with self-worth. Productivity becomes the standard for being good enough, and achievement is seen as the only measure of value. Life begins to revolve around a single label, one that was never intended to capture the full complexity of a person. This mindset can create pressure to constantly prove worth through accomplishment, leaving little room for rest, exploration, or self-discovery. It can also make transitions, like changing careers, losing a job, or stepping away from work, feel like a loss of identity. True value, however, is not found in titles or productivity, but in the qualities, passions, and relationships that make each person unique. Recognizing this opens the door to a more authentic and fulfilling sense of self. Titles are temporary, identity isn't. Job titles are temporary. Industries can shift overnight, roles are constantly evolving, and entire careers may be reset by forces beyond anyone's control. When a single update to a LinkedIn profile has the power to shake someone's confidence, it reveals that identity is built on a fragile foundation. True identity is not defined by a role or a title. Instead, it is shaped by the qualities, values, and actions that a person brings to any position. The difference is significant. A role is simply a set of responsibilities, while the person in that role brings unique perspective, character, and purpose. When identity is rooted in who someone is, rather than what they do, changes in job status become less threatening. Confidence remains steady, even as external circumstances shift. This perspective encourages resilience and adaptability, allowing individuals to navigate transitions with a sense of self that is strong and enduring. Ultimately, it is the person who shows up in any role that matters most, not the title attached to their name. Why it feels scary to disconnect from your job title. Detaching from a job title can bring discomfort, as it requires confronting the deeper aspects of self. Without the shield of a professional label, individuals are faced with their own values, skills, dreams, and insecurities. This process can be unsettling, prompting questions about identity and purpose that are often easier to avoid. Many people choose to hide behind their work, finding safety in the clarity of a title rather than exploring who they are without it. It feels simpler to say, "I'm a manager," than to admit to being a person searching for meaning and direction. Yet, true freedom is found on the other side of this discomfort. By embracing the challenge of self-discovery, individuals can uncover strengths, passions, and aspirations that exist beyond any job description. This journey, though difficult, leads to a more authentic and resilient sense of self. It allows for growth, adaptability, and a deeper understanding of what truly matters. Ultimately, stepping beyond the boundaries of a job title opens the door to genuine fulfillment and personal freedom. You have multiple identities, you just forgot them. No one is defined by a single label. Each person is a unique collection of roles, interests, curiosities, and hidden talents. Someone may be an analyst at work, but that is only one part of a much larger identity. Beyond the workplace, there may be the roles of parent, creator, musician, traveler, friend, or mentor. Embracing this broader sense of self brings resilience and stability. When identity is rooted in a variety of experiences and passions, life feels less fragile. The loss or change of one role does not cause everything to unravel, because self-worth is not tied to a single title or responsibility. Instead, it is distributed across many aspects of life, each contributing to a richer and more balanced sense of identity. This perspective encourages growth, exploration, and the confidence to adapt to new circumstances. By recognizing the many dimensions that make up a person, it becomes possible to face change with strength and optimism, knowing that true identity is far more expansive than any one label could ever express. The rise of the multi-hyphenate life. The world of 2026 is no longer one where people follow a single career path for decades. Instead, it is an era of multi-hyphenates, individuals who blend multiple roles and talents into their lives. A designer may also be a teacher, a coder might become a writer, a manager could be an entrepreneur, and an engineer may find fulfillment as a content creator. This shift reflects a growing understanding that a single job title is no longer sufficient to capture the full range of a person's abilities and aspirations. People are embracing the idea of building a portfolio of identities, not just to diversify sources of income, but to foster personal resilience. By developing skills and interests across different fields, individuals become more adaptable and better equipped to navigate change. This approach encourages lifelong learning, creativity, and the freedom to pursue new opportunities as they arise. Ultimately, the multi-hyphenate mindset empowers people to define success on their own terms, drawing strength from a rich tapestry of experiences rather than relying on a single professional label. How to rebuild your identity beyond work. Rebuilding identity from the inside out begins with thoughtful self-reflection. 3 key questions can guide this process. First, what activities provide energy and fulfillment, even when there is no external reward? The answer to this question reveals the authentic self beyond any professional persona. Second, what skills or qualities do others seek out outside of a work environment? Leadership, clarity, compassion, and creativity often hold greater significance than any job title. These are the attributes that truly define a person's impact on those around them. Third, who is present when productivity is set aside? This is often the most challenging question, yet it is also the most important. It asks for an understanding of self that is not tied to accomplishments or output. Ultimately, identity is not measured by the tasks completed or the roles performed, but by the values consistently lived out. By exploring these questions, individuals can build a sense of self that is resilient, authentic, and deeply rooted in what matters most, regardless of changing circumstances or professional labels. Why redefining yourself creates more freedom. When identity is understood apart from any label, fear of change begins to fade. The prospect of switching careers no longer feels daunting, and the pressure to remain in unfulfilling jobs diminishes. Dependence on external validation loses its grip, replaced by a sense of confidence rooted in self-awareness. This foundation allows for reinvention, exploration, and the freedom to pivot without losing a sense of direction or purpose. True freedom is not found in accumulating more money or chasing higher status, but in being anchored to something deeper than a job title. With this inner stability, individuals can navigate life's transitions with resilience and curiosity, embracing new opportunities as they arise. The ability to adapt and grow comes naturally when self-worth is not tied to a single role or external measure of success. Ultimately, being grounded in core values and authentic identity provides a lasting sense of fulfillment regardless of changing circumstances. This is the essence of freedom, living from a place of inner strength rather than being defined by titles or achievements. A job title describes what someone does, but it does not define who they are. Identity is broader, stronger, and far more interesting, reflecting the full range of human experience. While the world may introduce individuals by their roles, true definition comes from values, personal growth, and ongoing evolution. When work is no longer allowed to be the entire story, space is created to shape the rest of life with intention and authenticity. This shift empowers people to move beyond labels, embracing the opportunity to write new chapters and discover deeper meaning beyond professional achievements. Thanks for watching. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more on modern freedom, money, and intentional living.